happiness and success, family. This video is for anyone out there who finds themselves, not really thriving, not really making the most of their potential. Like, especially if you're someone out there who's going, you know what, there's more to me, that I have more potential than what I'm currently showing here. Like, what's going on, Alex? Help me out. And, I can definitely connect with that because I lived in that kind of world, if you will, for quite some time where, I knew I had knowledge that people really wanted. And yet I kind of felt like I'm just totally missing out on something. The dots aren't connecting, sort of thing. Like, I'm not being as influential, as powerful as I could be. And I want to teach you about why this might be the case. And it links to Maslow's hierarchy of needs in many ways, because Maslow's hierarchy of needs obviously consists of your physical safety, your physiological health. Then it moves on to things like love and connection. Then it moves on to essentially feeling significant. Then it moves on to self-actualization, the highest forms, where you're so abundant, you're so happy, you're so joyful, you're so peaceful that you're simply giving all the time. Like you don't need things anymore. It's lost this meaning because you've been there, you've experienced it all. Like, do you know what I mean? And these sort of things. So that's really what we should be ultimately aspiring for. But we won't be able to break through, especially to really thriving in your career path, in your business, really pushing yourself, really on feeling like you're on your mission, like feeling like you're achieving your purpose in life, why you were put here on earth, for example. Like, you won't be able to move on to that next bracket. But that's different to making money, so be careful. So you can still not have unconditional love, which is what this video is about. You can still not have unconditional love and can be insanely wealthy. That's definitely doable. But you're getting there for negative reasons. You're getting there to prove something, to feel, to feel superior, or to get your own back at some people or someone, for instance. And that's not going to lead to happiness. That's going to, because when you get to that point, you're like, see, I told you, you did this, you did that. And when you get to that path, you realize it's actually quite empty and it's not as amazing as you thought it was once was. When instead, really, when we feel like we have, and when we give as well, that's the key part here, unconditional love, then really that gives us the fuel, the wherewithal, the vital energy we need to really push ourselves and to be more free in life. Like, not to care too much about what people think about us. Because, if you have one source of income, for instance, and if you feel like you have nobody to rely on in your life, then you're going to fit into a box, and you're going to do everything you can to, like, keep a certain job, for example, because that's everything to you. That's the only thing keeping me going, and every day is like you're in survival mode and living in chronic stress, and you're like, I have to keep this job, I have to stay with this, and this is all I've got. But when you have so much love, and people love you no matter what, and they're there for you no matter what, and they have your back, when you have that kind of unconditional support, that unconditional love, you're able to thrive and be like, well, I feel like taking some risks. I'm going to go invest in property. I'm going to go invest in stocks and shares. I'm going to go invest in commodities. I'm going to go invest in oil. I'm going to go invest in this and that. Or I'm going to start that business. Or I'm going to start that new hobby that I've always wanted to do, that I never felt I had time for. Like, I feel I never deserved to be happy. But now I feel strong. And these sort of things. This is real, guys. So it's all about when you experience and give unconditional love. What is unconditional love? Unconditional love is when you experience, or when you give love regardless of what a person has accomplished. So the problem is many people are fighting years upon years of these patterns that we're taught as children of, you'll get a sweet when you eat your dinner. Do you know what I mean? Or I'll buy you a chocolate if you get, or I'll buy you that special toy you've been after when you do well in your exams, or get you that computer game once you pass this. And that I can understand that to an extent. But if that's your only reward system, then you're going to run a little bit of trouble. And this is the problem that a lot of parents face, because they're raising children to only feel worthy of happiness, of achievement, of accomplishment, of joy, once they achieve something. And then you're not acting out of unconditional love. Now you're doing an exchange. If you do this, my son, my daughter, then you'll be given that. And if that's your only positive reinforcement, then you're going to go down a dangerous path here, because you might have a successful son or daughter, but they won't be happy. Okay, instead you've got to teach them that son, daughter, loved one, whomever it might be, I love you no matter what. You're an amazing person, and I'm here for you regardless. And it doesn't matter like how much you make or what you kind of do. You're not here to show off. Like, you just being here fills me up with so much joy and happiness and peace, really. And that's what we want to communicate. And when we feel like we can give that and share that to others, and when we feel that back in return, you feel like you're part of a team, a troop, a cult even. And you feel like you can really go about your life more freely. You're not as fearful, you're not as stressed, you're just going out there, you laugh more, you're more playful, you're not worried about, your reputation, about people thinking negatively about you, or maybe they're inadequate, or maybe they're not, you're not as smart as you should be, or maybe you're not as talented or as quick as you should be, or you're not working as hard as you should be. All that sort of stuff starts to fizzle away. And that's not how your day-to-day state is governed, because instead you're operating from unconditional love. You're operating more freely, and you can only be confident and have great self-esteem in your life if you feel like you can be yourself. Does that make sense? Because you've accepted yourself. And you don't care if you ruffle a few feathers, as long as you're still being you. And that's where we want to get to in our life. So if you appreciate this video, you want to know more, you might want to get my book, The Art of Power, Happiness and Success. You can get it at Amazon. You can also get it at my store at www.alexgemstore.com. Go hook yourself up. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.